Cake, the channel that's about baking and much more. A warm welcome to my channel.
Today at Patty Cake, we'll make something chatpata, something lip-smacking tasty. Let's make a Mumbai special, Ragda Patties or Ragda Patties as it is also popularly called. This is one of the most popular street foods in my city, Mumbai. The food carts with Ragda Patties always have hungry customers swarming around them, waiting impatiently to be served. Ragda Patties is an extremely delicious snack, but so unbelievably easy to make. Follow my recipe and soon you could enjoy mouth-watering Ragda Patties in your own kitchen. But now, let's start making it right here at Patty Cake. Here I have 3/4 of a cup, that's 150 grams, of white vatanas or white peas. I washed and soaked these overnight in plenty of water. These need at least 6 to 8 hours of soaking. After soaking the vatanas, I drained off the water, rinsed them well, and then added enough water till I had around an inch of it above their surface. And these are 4 medium-sized potatoes. They weigh 400 grams. I've washed them thoroughly and will now pressure cook them along with the vatanas for around 12 minutes. That is, till the potatoes are fork tender and the vatanas are very soft. We'll be using 2 different chutneys in this recipe. A green chutney that I'll prepare by diluting some regular coriander mint chutney with a little water, and a sweet tamarind chutney that I'll be making from scratch. Here I have 2 tablespoons of tamarind that I had soaked in a little hot water for an hour. Now let's see how to prepare the sweet chutney. However, you could also use store-bought date and tamarind chutney instead. Now let's start extracting some tamarind pulp, around twice or thrice, using a little water each time. And then straining it. Let's season the extracted pulp with half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and half a teaspoon of black salt. And then add 2 tablespoons of grated jaggery to it to begin with. We'll add more later on when we boil the extract and adjust the taste. The chutney should be sweet with a hint of sourness. This is the boiled extract. I had to add around a 1/4 teaspoon more of ground cumin and 3 tablespoons more of jaggery. But you might need to add even more jaggery depending on how sour your tamarind is. Once the jaggery dissolved, I let the chutney simmer for a minute to let it thicken a little. Here are my pressure cooked potatoes and vatanas. These have cooked really soft, exactly like we want them to be. I'll now peel and mash the potatoes. While they were still warm, I mashed the peeled potatoes well with a fork, but you could also do this with a potato masher. The mashed potato should be free from lumps. Now let's season the mashed potato with half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 small green chilies finely chopped, and 1 teaspoon of crushed ginger. Here I have 2 teaspoons of crushed ginger, so I'll add just half of it to the mashed potato and retain the other half for the ragda. Let's also add half a teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of chopped coriander. To hold the potato together, I'll add a slice of bread to it. I've already cut off the edges and will now shred it with my hand. You could also shred it using a mixer grinder. Depending on how sticky your potatoes are, you might need to add some more bread. Now I'll mix everything well, first with a fork and then with my hand, till I have a smooth ball of mashed potato that doesn't stick to my hand. Let's shape a small patty by first forming a ball and then flattening it slightly. Let's shape another one. I was able to make 11 patties in all. Now let's fry them. I've heated a little oil in my non-stick pan and will now add the first batch of patties to it. We'll fry the patties on medium heat till they are brown and crisp on each side. Let's check if the underside has browned. It has, so I'll remove this batch to a plate lined with an absorbent kitchen paper towel. And then similarly fry the rest of the patties. I've transferred the boiled vatanas along with the water in which they were boiled and an additional half cup of water to this vessel. We'll now have to lightly mash the vatanas with a potato masher or the back of a spoon, like this, leaving a few vatanas intact. Let's now add in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, the remaining 1 teaspoon of crushed ginger, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of coriander powder, and 1 teaspoon of chaat masala. I'll now set the ragda to boil on medium heat. If it is too thick, add a little water to it. Once it comes to a boil, taste it and make any necessary adjustments to the seasonings. I think it needs around half a teaspoon of salt. At this stage, the ragda should be only medium thick as it will thicken some more on cooling. Finally, let's garnish it with 2 tablespoons of chopped coriander and take it off the heat. Now let's take a look at what we'll need to assemble a plate of ragda patties. Here's the green chutney I prepared by diluting a regular coriander mint chutney with a little water, the sweet tamarind chutney, the potato patties, and the ragda. In addition, we'll also need some chopped onion, chopped coriander, and save. But first of all, let's add some steaming hot ragda to a slightly shallow plate. Next, let's place 2 or 3 potato patties in the center. Add some more ragda on top of these. And then top everything with a little green chutney, sweet chutney, chopped onion, chopped coriander, and a sprinkling of save. How appetizing is that? You could also sprinkle some ground cumin and chili powder on top as a finishing touch. And here's our colorful plate of a mouth-watering, super tasty Mumbai special, ragda patties. This is Indian chaat at its best. The individual components are so basic, but assemble it all and you'll have an amazingly irresistible lip-smacking dish. Do make it at home and then have your fill of this bursting with flavor Mumbai street food. But also do remember to subscribe for more of such tasty recipes. Until we meet again, happy cooking!